Hey guys, and welcome to another video edition for our midweek series. This lesson is about loving our enemies. In Matthew chapter 5, Jesus on the Sermon on the Mount gets to this concept of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, as many have said. And a lot of us have heard this for many years, but misinterpreted the true meaning of what God was intending when he commanded this in Deuteronomy. And Jesus brings clarity to this when he begins to talk about loving your enemies. Family group leaders, I believe this will be one of the more challenging concepts as we talk about this at our midweeks. And I don't want you to pull punches or be afraid to state what Jesus intended. Jesus absolutely taught that we must love our enemies, the agape love, the highest form of love. Jesus expected that this is how we would live. See, in demonstrating this love, we demonstrate our discipleship of Christ. And our teachers have done a fantastic job, Wayne in particular, on this particular lesson, laying out the 5 different scenarios. He talks about persecution. He talks about someone doing you wrong, like slapping you, literally backhanding you. He talks about those that are in need or asking for more than what they deserve. I mean, there are 5 different scenarios in this that are very challenging. I do not want us to make light of people that possibly we work with, neighbors, even folks within the church that we may have a difficult time with at different times. I don't want us to make light of this, family group leaders. This is serious. Jesus expects that we would love our enemies. And this is even different when you think about being reconciled. Because in this particular text, he's not talking about loving those that you get reconciled with. He's talking about loving those who are legitimately out to harm you. You see, this is the call of discipleship. When we follow Christ, we literally believe all that he stood for, all that he taught. And this is challenging. Family group leaders, I ask you, spend great time in this lesson. Go through the passages, gain your own personal convictions. But not only convictions, I'm asking you to get your own personal examples of people that have done you harm. And Jesus expecting you to love them how your response was. Whether you had a good response or a bad, use that as a great teaching tool for our church. I truly believe that God has placed you in this role of a leader to direct his people. Let us do right by God by teaching exactly what Jesus meant on the Sermon on the Mount when he talks about loving your enemies. This is a great study. Embrace it, make it your own, but preach the word, be unapologetic about the standard that Jesus sets forth in loving our enemies. I love you, and I know you're going to do a fantastic job. Have a great one.